What's up? Welcome to the Digital Academy. Let's check out this a quick one for tonight. We'll maybe do a couple. This one's Fahrenheit 451. So when I started this channel, I kind of always envisioned it as like a bit of a continuation of the digital literacy course. So this is a book that I don't cover in that course, but that would easily fit in that course. So let's check this out.
It was a pleasure to burn. It was a special pleasure to see things eaten, to see things blackened and changed. Fahrenheit 451 opens in a blissful blaze, and before long, we learn what's going up in flames. Ray Bradbury's novel imagines a world where books are banned from all areas of life, and possessing, let alone reading them, is forbidden. The protagonist, Montag, is a fireman, responsible for destroying what remains. But as his...
Yeah, so this is going to be a bit confusing because the book Fahrenheit 451 starts out with the firefighters are actually lighting the fires. They're actually trying to burn all the books, burn all the evidence of tradition.
His pleasure gives way to doubt. The story raises critical questions of how to preserve one's mind in a society where free will, self-expression, and curiosity are under fire. In Montag's world, mass media has a monopoly on information, erasing almost all ability for independent thought. On the subway, ads
We'd have no idea what that's like, right?
blast out of the walls. At home, Montag's wife Mildred listens to the radio around the clock, and 3 of their parlor walls are plastered with screens. At work, the smell of kerosene hangs over Montag's colleagues, who smoke and set their mechanical hound after rats to pass the time. When the alarm sounds, they surge out in salamander-shaped vehicles, sometimes to burn whole libraries to the ground. But as he sets tomes ablaze day after day like black butterflies, Montag's mind occasionally wanders to the contraband that lies hidden in his home. Gradually, he begins to question the basic...
Basically starts to wonder why are they putting so much attention to burning these? Why are these so forbidden? What could be in them? This is obviously a story, a book trying to make a point.
Of his work, Montag realizes he's always felt uneasy, but has lacked the descriptive words to express his feelings in a society where even uttering the phrase "once upon a time" can be fatal. Fahrenheit 451 depicts a world governed by surveillance, robotics, and virtual reality, a vision that proved remarkably prescient, but also spoke to the concerns of the time. The novel was published in 1953, at the height of the Cold War. This era kindled widespread paranoia and fear throughout Bradbury's home country of the United States, amplified by the suppression of information and brutal government investigations. In particular, this witch hunt mentality targeted artists and writers who were suspected of communist sympathies. Bradbury was alarmed at this cultural crackdown.
People underestimate how it's like, having communist ideas has almost come back in style for some people for some reason, but how much, how even that title, being accused of being communist in the States in the 70s, how huge of a, how significant that was. That's what I'm trying to say.
He believed it set a dangerous precedent for further censorship, and was reminded of the destruction of the Library of Alexandria and the book burning of fascist regimes. He explored these chilling connections in Fahrenheit 451, titled after the temperature at which paper burns. The accuracy of that temperature has been called into question, but that doesn't diminish the novel's standing as a masterpiece of dystopian fiction. Dystopian fiction as a genre amplifies troubling features of the world around us, and
Brave New World and 1984 would both also be dystopian futures.
Imagines the consequences of taking them to an extreme.
Or
In many dystopian stories, the government imposes constrictions onto unwilling subjects. But in Fahrenheit 451, Montag learns that it was the apathy of the masses that gave rise to the current regime. The government merely capitalized on short attention spans and the appetite for mindless entertainment, reducing the circulation of ideas to ash. As culture disappears, imagination and self-expression follow. Even the way people talk is short-circuited.
As culture disappears, imagination and self-expression follow. I don't know if that's straight from the book or if he just said that, but that is cool. That's a cool sentence.
Such as when Montag's boss, Captain Beatty, describes the acceleration
Oh yeah,
of mass
Captain Beatty.
culture. Speed up the film, Montag. Quick. Click, pick. Look, I, now, flick, here, there, swift, pace. Up, down, in, out. Why, how, who, what, where, bang, smack, wallop, bing, bong, boom. Digest, digests, digests. Politics, one column, 2 sentences, a headline. Then, in midair, all vanishes. In this barren world, Montag learns how difficult it is to resist when there's nothing left to hold on to. Altogether, Fahrenheit 451 is a portrait of independent thought on the brink of extinction and a parable about a society.
A portrait of independent thought on the brink of extinction. Man, the guy that we gotta watch more of these videos. This is TED Talk. TED Talk's all of a sudden making these killer animations. I think I've already said that, but I don't know. Like, I've definitely watched TED Talk ones on this before, but before a few months ago, I don't know if I even knew that TED Talk was making animations.
Which is complicit in its own combustion. Dive into other works of classic literature with our reading series playlist.
Alright, might have to a couple. Alright guys, so Fahrenheit 451. That's a good read. It's a relatively easy read too. It's a pretty quick read. It's not a very long book. It jumps straight into a firefighter scene. It's pretty cool. And it's definitely a book that once you read, you hear about it everywhere. It's kind of like 1984 and Animal Farm and Lord of the Flies and Brave New World and all those books. Alright, take care. Cheers. Keep your stick on the ice. I may as well just keep saying that. That's red, green. Alright, cheers.